What did you think about when he stopped? How did you feel when he stopped racing?
Yeah, I was a bit upset, really. I mean, to see a talented lad like Innes just stop completely felt like a bit of a shame, you know, like a bit of a wasted talent. I think he just wanted to step back. I mean, he's talented on a bike, so whatever he does, I'm sure it's going to be cool. So, is he going to ride mountain bikes for your video?
Yep.
Oh.
She looks clogged, like.
Mate, I'm clogged.
You're clogged.
Positive vibe.
Mate, you've got to start thinking positively, you know, you've got to, like, positive vibes. You know, when I go out, I'm just like, yeah, positive, just putting positive vibes into people's minds.
Day 1 filming was pretty much day 4 of a mountain bike. In 3.5 years? Yeah, I did a wee bit with Ryan. He told me to do a backflip. Yeah! It's good to not have pressure and just do it for fun. I'm just stoked I've got a bike and I'm backed by a company that are well up for supporting somebody that's not ridden a mountain bike in 3 years, and they're like, yeah, just do whatever you want. Same for Max, it's like, do whatever you want. In my head, I'm like, I know how it feels to go fast and how it feels to look good on a bike, subjectively.
Sick men.
So I feel like in my head I should be exactly where I stopped 3 years ago. But that's silly. Like, you're never gonna be able to come back to something and be like, right, that's it. Just as good, if not better, at doing something. Accepting that and being like, nah, chill, man. I was very swept away by the lifestyle, and that was like tunnel vision, just 100% racing, all or nothing. Highlight would be probably winning junior national champs. But the race that stands out to me most from nationals was winning my first elite one at the same track as the junior national champs. I broke the top 20 maybe once, but that was about it, World Cups. Whereas the national levels felt like plain sailing. I think because the track suited my style more. Qualified or seeded first, whatever it is.
Seeding went good. Came down with an 11 or something, I think. So we went to first. Last man down the hill.
Innes just changes his rear tyre to a Rock Razor.
Fuck it, I'm just gonna put the Rock Razor on, gamble with it. Are you putting that on? I'm like, yeah man, whatever. Like, just like not a care in the world, not even thinking about it.
puts a hard spring in the fork, and then just beats everyone.
Here he comes, going so hard! Pushing that bike to the ragged edge, ends Graham across the line, stops the clock! 309.4! Ends Graham takes the win!
Just like, what? Had us all confused, like BP and everyone. It was cool, you know, when we were racing nationals, like me and Innes were like, I don't think we ever spoke about it, but I think there was like a bit of a team rivalry between us. Like definitely, because Innes is bloody good on a bike. You know, and at nationals, like we were going head to head. Like it was like we wanted to beat each other bad, and we were probably like the fastest, one of the fastest like 5 boys. Me and Innes were in there.
Phil did good that weekend as well. I think he was up there. I felt bad spraying Petey with champagne. I was like, sorry, man. Because like, I don't know. It's always a dream to be there, but you get there and you're like, oh shit, I don't know what to do, huh? It was funny, I got sent an Instagram, or a clip that I put off on Instagram of me coming across the finish line, and it must have been Sai commentating, and he was like, oh, and he's however much up, and everyone that you can hear is like, oh. Like, thanks guys. Everyone's rooting for Pete, yeah. And then we're like, fuck it, this one. Can't remember what race there was next. I think it might be in Lenzerheide. Not feeling confident on the Switzerland track, probably because the years before I'd had bad races or injuries and stuff. There's like, you come into the woods pretty fast and then it slows right down. There's a couple off-camber turns and then a really awkward left-hand drop. And it was one of those ones when you see like on the fail videos, someone just like rides off the back of a truck and their front wheel dives. Exactly what happened. So I went off the drop, landed on my front wheel, bounced, flipped over and just landed on a tree stump. Landed on my leg and it just went.
Heard some whispers that Innes had broke his leg, and then there he was, on his back. His leg was snapped across his left shoulder.
I remember lying upside down, legs are all crossed up, and I'm looking at them, I'm like, oh, that's not good.
I was like, fuck, you're going to be alright, mate. Yeah, that was pretty gnarly, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure that didn't feel too good, but yeah, he got lifted out.
Took a ride in a heli that weekend as well. That was an emotional time. I was in hospital for a week, basically just in my own head. Horrible manky food, that was pretty much vegetarian at this point. And they were giving me like microwave meals, not speaking a word of English really. I'm just like depressed as fuck, just like, well, my leg's busted up. I can't fly home because I've got to have like my leg elevated and it's so swollen, it's like dead straight. So I spent a week in hospital in Switzerland. Luckily I had insurance and stuff, otherwise I would have just probably topped myself. I think the bill came to like 250 grand or something mental. So get insurance, kids. And at that point I was like, nah, I'll come back, not a worry. And I was speaking to Ben was like, don't worry about this season, like, just come back, you've always got a ride, so big up to that. The next 6 months I was on track for riding my bike. It was like 3 months later I was on a road bike, training and stuff, still in my head. But then I can't remember when it was like, I think I just had a lot of time to reflect and think about racing and like how the last year had gone. It was like, this isn't actually that fun anymore. And I felt like the last few races before the accident, I was like, I'm not really doing this for myself. And I felt like I was more doing it for the team that had like sponsored me, or my parents. I didn't want to let them down because they'd like put so much money and time into it. But I was like, you got to do things for yourself and you got to be a bit selfish at times, and that's definitely what I was needing to do. So I had the conversation with my mum and I was like, I don't think I'm going to race next year. And the plan was, at that point, like photography and stuff was a massive interest of mine at that point, so I was like, yeah, I'll do that and I'll come back and it wouldn't be a worry. And Ben still at that point, he was like, always a ride if you want it. Started working working a full-time job because obviously didn't have the racing anymore to rely on. Started hanging out with a load of cool dudes who ride BMX. I felt like no pressure, whatsoever within BMX. It was so fun, really social, and there was no correct way to ride. Amazing. I needed that to like refresh bikes. Like my competitiveness in my racing and bike riding was very transferable to the BMX. I've realised that that's what a lot of people are doing now. They're like, now we're gonna chip about and do spins and twirls and tricks and stuff. And it's gone full circle, and now I'm like back on a mountain bike. Cycling is not about how many followers you have on Instagram. I gained like a reasonable following on social media while racing when I started riding BMX and announcing that I'm not going to be racing anymore. I dropped about 7,000 followers, which is mad, just because I wasn't riding the right discipline of bikes. I didn't really care. I wasn't doing anything for everybody else. Like I said earlier, I was riding BMX because I wanted to, not because people wanted to see it. And I wanted to post clips or whatever online because I was proud of it and I learned something new or whatever. And I think that's really good. Like, just be proud of whatever you're doing. Woods is nice. 29ers, bro. Bikes are good. I found it! It's rad, bro. There's no pressure. I've not said to anyone that I'm going to start racing again. I might do, but I just want to ride my bike, hang out with cool people, make cool videos, drink tea.
You know what I mean? I'm giving, they're giving back to me. It's just giving, receiving, you know. That's why my tunes are better than yours.